What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 6, I think it is, of Assassin's Creed Odyssey Let's Talk, where I'm taking you through some bits and pieces in the ancient Greek world as I'm playing through Assassin's Creed Odyssey. In this episode, I explore the big man, Zeus, just looking at and talking about his upbringing, his fight against his father, and why it is that he is the king of the gods. So as always, leave a like if you liked it, leave a comment if you didn't, and maybe even subscribe. Hope you enjoy it.
Okay. Welcome back to yet another Assassin's Creed Odyssey video. So, if you remember from last time, you know what, first thing I want to do is change that shroud because it's nice but it doesn't go with the outfit, you know? Also, right, so last time we finished off with Elpenor, or rather we found Penelope's shroud for Elpenor, and he's asked us to go to Megaris and kill the wolf of Sparta. Oh, go on.
You're a good hunter,
Um, but before I head to Barnabas in Sami and we set sail and really get started with the Odyssey and this whole game, I just want to finish off all the small quests that I left here in Kefalonia, because I don't really need to come back or want to come back, you know? Like, I wouldn't like to give Cassandra that finale, leave this island and never return. Oh, it ran right into it. That's not my fault. Oh, right, no wonder. Zeus Aeneas. I said that wrong. Maybe Zeus Aeneas? Zeus Aenesios, that's how you pronounce it. According to Greek myth, this temple was visited by two of Jason's Argonauts. So, you know, Jason and the Golden Fleece, he travelled with a group of warriors, and they called themselves the Argonauts because the ship that they travelled on was called the Argo. And according to myth, two of them Argonauts came to the Tenemus of Zeus Aenesios to ask for help in defeating winged monsters known as the Harpies. Which actually very handily, usefully brings me on to what I wanted to talk about in today's episode. Today's episode. Because I was thinking, yes, I can go straight on and get on with the game and talk about Megaris and its involvement in the Peloponnesian Wars. But before I do that, I want to just tidy up, you know, all of these like side missions and what have you. Let's go here first, do Hungry Gods. And I was like, what am I going to talk about really? How do I fill up some time before we can really get into the fun of this game? And then I remembered there's a massive statue of Zeus on this island. Right up there. Look at that. Let me just talk about Zeus for a bit. I figured, you know, yeah, I just talk about the big guy himself as I mop up the final few quests left here in Catalonia. You know, this horse is just so dumb.
Off we go now.
Just
I should try to stay out of sight.
Drogat, you know, okay, now that I'm here, let's do this cave. Oh, is there a back way in? Because I know... Surely not. Come on, Ikaros. What do you think? Yeah, I know that I can get in through the front and do that. But it would be fun to go in from the back. But I'm not going to waste time trying to find it, actually. Maybe on the way out. But coming back to Zeus. Stories of Zeus are widespread, really. Like, his reputation has always preceded him. And I guess if you don't know who Zeus is, we should start off pretty basic, and I just explained that. Zeus is the king of gods. He is the god of the sky, the lightning bearer, and he is also the god of travelers. He protects travelers.
You don't look so good.
I angered them, I think. The gods.
It's possible. I hear they can be vengeful.
I used to worship Hermes at the Droorati cave. There are gods there too, you know.
In the cave?
They grant wishes if you bring them tribute. So everyone makes an offering and asks for something in return. Ah, no wishes of mine granted though. I'm running out of money and tribute. I'm poor myself, you know. I did something wrong.
You know Hermes. He can be a trickster.
Oh, but there are many gods in this cave, all asking for different things. Go hear them yourself. You'll get my last tribute if you do. I need to know if they're real.
All right. Don't worry. I'll go.
Oh, thank you. Remember, be careful where you step, Mystios. You'll be walking on holy ground.
We'll see about that.
There are loads of different gods, huh? That's suspicious. That's weird. Because religion in the ancient Greek world isn't, or rather wasn't really the way that we understand modern religion to be now. And this, I think, is going to become more prevalent when we finally meet Socrates, and I talk a bit more about who he was and why he was killed. But he was killed for his beliefs, or rather his non-beliefs, should I specify. Aha, time to do some investigating.
Someone dropped offerings here. Looks like they were trying to carry them away behind the statue.
What are you saying? Oh, nothing.
There's a draft here. A crack in the wall?
So, Zeus was the king of the gods, the god of the sky, basically the top dog.
This area will be well defended.
But gods in religion, they were understood a bit differently to how they are now. And essentially, they were made up, you know, really. The massive Greek pantheon, eventually there came a time where there was a god for almost everything. And I think the best way to explain the reason for that is because families wanted to trace their like bloodline back to somewhere like really regal, really noble, because it would be very helpful for things like marriages and alliances. And so yeah, families would fake their genealogy to relate themselves back to some sort of, if not god, then an epic hero. So if you remember, for example, Odysseus can apparently trace himself back to Hermes. Do we really think that? Probably completely made up. But it would have made for great like family lines and bloodlines and alliances and the like. So that's why it happened. Oh, people will see us. Okay. Not the best. Let's go for it.
I will kill you.
You ain't killing shit. Oh, and no one's heard. Love it. We love being sneaky. Let's call him over. Take him out like that. Once I get out of this cave, I can get back to you explaining a bit more about Zeus. Come on. Ooh, that's not on me. Oh, I didn't spot that one. Oh yeah, there is no shield. Light work. And ability point as well.
People should have known something was off. And here's all their loot.
Yes, Cassandra, but the people in Kefalonia are dumb. Nice, nice. Anything good in here? I forget. Ah, okay. Just the offerings. And is there a way out of this cave? Around the back? Before I return the offerings. There is. Haha. Oh. Okay. Let's go and finish the quest first. Actually, you know what? Let's explore. So, the big man. Top dog. Zeus himself. Oh, I was literally right there. I could have just gone down if Icarus had not done me dirty. To understand Zeus, I think it's good that we trace him all the way back to his father and his grandfather, because that's really what sets up something called a succession myth, which is going to be important in explaining exactly why Zeus became the king of the gods and not anyone else. So we have the beginning of time, or rather at the beginning of time there was a big swirling mist. Oh, what's this?
All I can offer you is devotion, but I need your help. I'm poor. I have 4 hungry children and nothing else. I weave baskets for the market, but my cart is ruined. How can I repair it? Or sell my wares without it? Without you?
Oh, get to play as God?
I'm listening, child of Hermes.
Oh, mighty God, I beg you, help me.
This is how the bandits took all that money. Because we got some stupid civilians here.
You will find riches at your door sooner than you expect.
I knew you'd listen. My every sunrise and sunset is yours. Everything beneath my humble roof in Sami is devoted to you.
Yes, now go home and wait for fate to intervene.
I will, great God, I will.
Well, if money is what she needs, the bandit stolen loot will do just fine.
Yeah, fair enough. I don't mind doing that. Actually, the way that the gods would communicate with people, or rather the Greeks believed it would be through like dreams, or they would go and speak to the oracle because they thought the oracle, or they would ask like seers to look into signs like bird flights or goat entrails, and seers would be able to read from that. That's how gods communicated with them, not by talking through a statue.
No gods in the caves. Only bandits stealing people's hopes and drachmi.
I knew it! Thieves!
At least you know you won't face Zeus's wrath. Maybe he'll take pity on you.
I hope Zeus bring his wrath on those bandits.
Don't worry. I brought mine. That should be good enough.
Smashed it. Great stuff. Right. Oh, level 6. Look at that. That's nice. Speaking of time, there's a swirling mist. We call it chaos. From chaos, I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but basically from chaos comes Uranus, the sky, and Gaia, the earth. Now they have children, and they call themselves the Titans. There are, I think, 12 of them, 12 Titans, and one day Uranus gets a prophecy telling him that one of his kids will kill him and take over the throne. Uranus obviously doesn't want that. He's not particularly happy for that to happen. So what he does is he traps his kids in Mother Earth, in Gaia, and stops them from coming out. This causes immense pain for Gaia.
Just like she said. The card looks pretty worse for wear.
I mean, her kids are being basically forced back into her womb, which, by the
Looks
way,
like these new baskets were off
is
the market
Tartarus.
until the cart broke.
Like, where basically hell.
This should help.
Not
Better
quite,
than the bandits.
but essentially hell. Just a little fun fact, you know, Mother Earth's womb is considered the darkest place, darkest, most dangerous place. I'm not going to steal stuff from people, come on. So Uranus had stuffed his kids back into Mother Earth's or Gaia's womb, and this is causing so much pain for her that what she does is she conspires with her youngest son, Kronos, to kill Uranus. So Gaia creates something called a sickle and gives it to Kronos to use to kill Uranus. I was gonna do, I did Hungry Gods, Blood Fever, let's do Shark the Vagrant. So Kronos, the youngest of the Titans, and the personification of the sort of time which is like growing old, so the time that we associate with like old age and dying because of old age and time passing, like that kind of time is what Kronos is all about. Anyway, he grabs his sickle, and lo and behold, he cuts Uranos open. Uranos is weakened, and Kronos is able to imprison his father in Tartarus, which is like, it's often mistaken for hell. It isn't hell. Hell is Hades. Tartarus is like the darkest pit of Hades. It's like a really, really terrible place where you just wouldn't want to go. I mean, not that anybody would want to go to hell per se. What are you doing? But Tartarus is like the worst bit. So that's where Uranos ends up.
Misthios, fresh vegetables for your journey, the juiciest in Kefalonia.
I'm not really in the market for vegetables.
No one is. Our stock is practically decomposing.
We're trying to make enough rachmi to get out of Kefalonia. It's about time we moved on.
I know what you mean.
Wait, Creosa, you think she could help us?
I think she could.
You'll have to tell me what it is first.
Are you scared of sharks, Misthios?
Damn straight, what are you talking
Have
about?
you seen their teeth?
Believe us, we have. And we won't go near them again. A shark is guarding our one guaranteed way out of Kefalonia.
A shark?
He guards a precious necklace. We get it, sell it, and leave Kefalonia. The old bandit who found it first buried the necklace on the shore, near a temple.
And the fool didn't think. Water rises. Now the necklace may as well belong to the shark. Vegetable drachme is all right, but necklace drachme is best.
I know what it's like to want to leave Kefalonia.
Who wouldn't? We have nothing here. As many vegetables as we please, but no hope.
It's buried in a chest. If you get it for us, we'll take what we need to get out, and you can keep the rest.
All right, I'll kill your shark.
You'll skewer him.
You'll find him deep in the ruins of Granit down south.
Buried treasure usually has a story.
The necklace was said to belong to Procris,
Ah,
the wife of Cephalus.
Procris.
On the eve of their wedding, he gave it to her as a promise of fidelity.
Well, we know how that turned out.
Hey,
Typical. At least he returned to
Not his
Procris in time
fault.
for her death.
also not his fault that Procris died. Come on.
Where on the island are these ruins?
You know the sunken island of Zeus? Find that, and you'll find the ruins.
To the Shark's Temple I go.
I'll never look at another vegetable again after this.
Phobos, away! Come on.
Anyway, yeah, just about that. We know it's not Cephalos's fault. First of all, Eos, the goddess of dawn, stole him away. Secondly, he wanted to come back. Thirdly, Procris snuck up on him. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you go and check out my video where I explain a little bit about Cephalos up here. Okay, so we've got Kronos, who has defeated his father Tartarus and locked him up.
By the gods!
No, sorry.
What's happened here?
I'll come back to it. We've got Kronos has defeated his father Uranos and locked him up in Tartarus, along with 6 other monsters. 3 brothers called the Hecatoncheires, meaning the 100-headed, 100-handed. They are Avion, Cottus, and Gyges, and 3 Cyclops, Arges, Brontes, and Steropes. He locks them away because they're a massive threat to his power, because they're these huge giant things with, like, I mean, the Hecatoncheires have got 10, no they don't, they've got 100 hands, 100 heads. Or 100 hands and 50 heads, something like that. Oh, we're not there yet. Anyway, a lot of hands, a lot of heads. That's a massive threat. And the Cyclopes, I don't know what the plural is. They're very clever. And again, they're just massive giants. I mean, we're going to see me fight one, and it's not going to be fun. So Kronos has locked them away in Tartarus, and he rules over men. He rules over what was considered a golden age, where men did not require laws, and everything was shared equally. So things are vibing under Kronos. He marries his sister Rhea, and they reign for a while, until of course Kronos is given a similar, or rather the exact same prophecy as Uranus. So remember, I was talking about that succession myths. This will explain why Zeus is the rightful king and not one of his others. It was basically fated. Come on, you stupid shark. There's one. I don't think I need to. Oh, maybe I do. If you're that close. Oh. Okay. So Kronos is also given the same prophecy, namely that one of his kids will kill him and take his throne. But rather than try and force everyone back into Rhea, I don't know how well that would have gone down, he decides to eat all of his kids. Every time they're born, he eats one of them. Every time one is born, he eats one of them. I'm lost. Got lost myself. Where am I heading? This way. Okay. Now, Kronos has feasted on 5 of his kids already. And Rhea is quite sick of it, to be fair. And you can't really blame her, can you? I mean, her kids are being eaten, come on. So when it comes to Zeus, she hides baby Zeus and she offers Kronos a massive stone swaddled in cloth and says, hey, here's your baby, why don't you eat this one as well. So Kronos munches away on the he doesn't munch actually, he swallows the stone and he thinks all's good.
Ella.
What's here? Oh, I know. This is... There we go. Temple of Zeus from this, which basically means Zeus of the underworld, which is Hades. So this is actually a temple to Hades. What? What? Come on then. Come on then. Yeah, get out of here. Oh, you want this? Oh, you want this beef? Oh. Oh, okay. That was grim. Ate my horse. Come on. And so, we now have Zeus as a baby. I mean, there aren't a lot of stories about Zeus's infancy. He just kind of was born and it was the next thing we know is a man. But his birth and how he was raised, there's lots of different stories about that. So according to some stories, he was raised by a nymph called Adamantia. And what she did was dangled Zeus off a cliff over the sea, and in doing so suspended him between the land, the sea and the sky, which is what Kronos was ruling over, and so Zeus remained invisible to Kronos' eyes, which is quite clever, really. Another story has it that Zeus was raised by goats, or rather a goat called Amalthea, and she, along with soldiers or smaller gods called Curetes, they danced, shouted, and were able to mask Zeus's baby crying from Kronos' ears. There's also another story in which Zeus was raised by a nymph called Melissa. And I don't know how much I believe this one, because Melissa nursed him with goat's milk and honey. And the story of Melissa is quite a sad one. Melissa, this story is one of those, like, it's called an eponymous story, which is one of those stories that is set up to explain why we have things or how things came about. And the story of Melissa explains why the gods only eat ambrosia, and why the bumblebee has a sting that kills it. So, Zeus and Hera, it's their wedding day, and loads of nymphs have been invited. Oh yeah, I need to go back and I forgot about that completely. So loads of nymphs and gods have been invited, and they use this as an opportunity to curry favour with the gods, bringing loads of nice food. And Melissa is there, just like this round, floating, nondescript thing, wings too big for it, not really got anything to offer apart from this golden gloop in a very plain bowl. Now Zeus sees this and he just tastes it out of courtesy, not expecting to be amazed by it, but it is the most sensational thing he's ever tasted. So much so that he decides he's going to bless this as the official food of the gods, which is why the gods only have nectar. And he promised Melissa anything that she wanted. Melissa, I think reasonably, asks for a weapon to defend herself with, because, you know, she works hard. Larger animals steal her food and they try to benefit off her hard work, and she is powerless to defend herself because she doesn't have anything. So she asks Zeus, please give me something to defend myself with, you know. Before I talk to him, let me finish the Melissa story. Zeus is outraged. He's looking at this thing like, listen mate, you live such a chill existence. Beef. You know, she asked for something to wreak violence when she had been blessed to roam in peace. And this was all to ensure she didn't have to share her hard work and her hard-earned food. Zeus is outraged. But he did promise her whatever she wanted, so he does follow through on it. First, he gifted her a colony of bees to help her gather her ingredients and ease all the hard work that she has to do. Fine. and she would lead them as their queen. Then Zeus offers her a weapon, and a giant black sting slowly starts to protrude from her belly, and at the end was a barb to latch onto what and all she wanted to use it for. But as we all know, bees cannot sting without dying, and Melissa could not use her weapon without it ripping her insides out in the process. But I'm thinking, if Melissa is really involved in this, in the upbringing of Zeus, then why would Zeus condemn her so? Right, that's why I'm not necessarily convinced that Melissa had anything to do with Zeus's upbringing.
You found it! That's the necklace!
That shark put up a good fight. He must have liked it.
We can finally leave. No more vegetables.
We'll have a new life. One far from our past.
I know what that's like. Good luck.
Okay, sweet. I don't think there's much left here in Kefalonia. Let's come here. A ship came a-sailing. And there's that. Blood. Oh, let's do blood fever. But that, anyway, that's Melissa, and that's like Zeus's upbringing, or what we know of it. Unfortunately, if there are any other stories, then they have been lost to time. Such is the harsh existence of this study. But coming back to Zeus, the story continues that once he was old enough and strong enough, he managed to weasel his way in to a meeting or a party with Kronos as his official cup bearer, so serving him wine and drinks and stuff. Oh, are you kidding me? I'm gonna wreck you. Are you dumb? What? What? No, wait, where's... fine. I'll walk it. So Zeus is Kronos' cupbearer, and he's serving him a drink, and then very, very sneaky, he slips like a poison draft into Kronos' cup, which causes Kronos to throw up all of the kids that he's eaten.
How'd it go with Marcos?
How it always goes. I didn't get my money, and I'm running another errand for him.
Why do you let him boss you around?
I owe him a debt from the past.
Yes.
Oh, did you borrow me?
Not that kind of debt. Few people would take in a runaway they caught thieving. I was just a kid.
Huh. I'm just a kid and I've done pretty good for myself.
What do you want, Phoebe?
You know Kausos?
The town on the other side of the island? Why?
People there are sick. And my friend Kina is too. There is a blood fever. They say it's a curse and they need help from the gods.
I told you, I'm not a god.
But Ikaros
is a bird.
That doesn't mean you can't help.
Oh, good point.
All right, I'll look into it.
So, Kronos is sat there throwing up his kids one after the other. And out comes Demeter, Hestia, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. And I don't know, I think that the order that they come out in is interesting, only because of Demeter. the goddess of grains, but also the goddess of the hearth.
If the gods won't help you,
Oh,
the sickness
I
must
hate
be
this bit.
destroyed by our hands. We have no choice.
Help us!
He won't let us go.
What's going on?
Kausos was consumed by plague. We couldn't keep up with the bodies. It was spreading. We had to intervene.
They killed our brothers, our neighbors.
We survived the massacre, but he'll kill us now.
The gods have abandoned us. The sick must join the dead if we are to save the living.
You burned the whole village?
Many nights were lost praying. We had to take action. To scorch the blood fever out of Kausos.
Is there no hope for a cure?
Nothing has worked. Sacrifice. Prayers.
Healers won't come near us. Soldiers won't let us leave. The gods won't answer our prayers.
But I don't know anything about the plague.
There is nothing you can do.
No!
If you intervene, I will be forced to defend the gods' wills.
Save us from him! Have pity!
We aren't even that sick. We'll get better.
Nobody gets better! This is the only way all of Kefalonia will save itself from extermination.
Oh, man.
Please.
We have children! Think of them!
Don't regret stopping here, Misthios.
There's never any regret in saving people, but my god. Okay, I know it makes literally
Let
no
them go.
real difference in the outcome. Actually, no, it does. It makes a huge
You're no god.
difference. Oh, see, so now I have to fight them.
Got something for you!
I can't remember actually if that really has any impact on the rest of the game. Because I've read like stuff that's been like, oh yeah, if you come back to Kefalonia then something will happen. And I don't want to spoil that if you haven't played this game already. But fine, let's see what they say.
You're a hero!
That priest came from the underworld. Some man of the gods.
The real god sent you. Time to go. We're well enough to travel, but need healing.
Before you go, take my drachmi. It can't pay for what you gave us, but it's all we have.
You're gonna need that. Oh, fine, you
Forget
keep
about
it.
that. Just travel safely.
You're a gift from the gods, Eagle Bearer. I hope they bless you.
Bye, Kina. Be safe!
Okay. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, I don't think the order itself is very important, except for with Demeter, who comes out last, because as goddess of the hearth, it's almost as though
Off we go now.
Demeter is the last thing there, right? The hearth would be like the fire going off in the home, keeping it warm and stuff. So it's all about like that familiarity, that safety, that almost reassurance that the home will be there as the last thing. And if the siblings are all together. They're ready to fight Kronos and his titans, and we get this massive war that breaks out for 10 years called the Titanomachy. Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, Titanomachy. And the Olympians are not looking all too great to begin with. They are heavily outnumbered. The Titans are bigger than them. There's more of the Titans. But Zeus is clever. He's resourceful. And he has the support of his mother Rhea and his grandmother Gaia. But I think the best thing he does is he releases the Hecatoncheires and the Cyclopses from Tartarus, and he manages to get them on his side. Now the Cyclopses are so grateful for this that they fashion him his famous thunderbolts. So the Cyclopses, whose names were of course Arges, Brontes and Steropes, which mean bright, thunderer and lightner, make the thunderbolt, of course, and Mother Earth Gaia releases lightning for Zeus to use. The Cyclopses also make Poseidon his trident,
I should be careful.
and they give Hades his helm of invisibility. So yeah, this definitely changed the course of the war in the Olympians' favour. I mean, of course. Now they've got these dope-ass weapons to actually fight against the Titans.
What was that?
So we've got the Titans led by not Kronos actually, because Kronos gets depicted as like old Father Time, but actually by Atlas. But the Olympians eventually, they are triumphant, they win, and the majority of the Titans are imprisoned in Tartarus. A few Zeus allows to like keep their reign or whatever, but most of them are in Tartarus. And Zeus is now the undisputed ruler of the world. I mean, there are stories where after this, like Talisman of Artemis. Oh yeah, I didn't kill everyone. Let's do that then. Cool. I didn't realize that I only really fought the Cyclops and here and just let everybody else go.
Misthios, you must help me.
Must I?
If you know what's good for you and your pairs should take pause.
I'm listening.
I'm an exile from Athens. Though by looking at me, I'm sure that's impossible to believe.
Your money's a siren song to bandits on Kefalonia. It won't last long.
My drachmi aren't going anywhere, except a portion will be paid to you if you agree to my terms.
What's the problem?
It's my brother Ornios. He's been captured by bandits. We were attacked when our ship landed. They must have smelled our wealth from across the water. I managed to escape, but he's stuck in a cage on a dock like a beast.
I just released him.
And you want me to rescue him?
Bring him to me with not a hair on his head disturbed and I'll pay you well.
So someone in Athens wanted you out?
Many someones actually. Ostracized for the same thing, Ornios and I. Fraud they called it. But that's life, isn't it? You're used to that, aren't you, Mystios?
What?
A mercenary's life isn't an honest one, of course. But don't worry.
What are you
Your
talking
secret's
about?
safe with me.
I'd watch your tongue, old man.
Honestly.
I'll rescue your brother. For a price.
Yes, yes, of course. Drachmi is the only language you Kefalonians understand.
I'm not Kefalonian.
There he is. Oh, I didn't release him.
Release me. I'm not an animal. I wasn't. How dare they lay their filthy hands on me? And you, here, thank me for your efforts.
Nice. A single drachmi.
Your brother sent me.
I knew he'd rescue me. Oh, and how quickly he's found himself a lucky.
To be clear, I'm the one rescuing you. And if it wasn't for your brother's money, I'd gladly feed you to the pigs. Now, let's go.
Yeah.
Stay close and shut up.
Well said. Yeah, so actually, let's not get started on that until we finish this.
Ornios! Reunited again!
I don't know where you find these ruffians, brother, but they do get the job done.
This is touching. But you owe me drachmi.
You proved yourself useful. Get yourself something nice.
195. Fair enough. Where's the treasure? One. Two. Three. Yeah, so there are stories that after the Olympians won, that Zeus, Hades and Poseidon picked lots to decide who would be apportioned what part of the world to look over. And Zeus happened to get the sky, Poseidon the oceans, and Hades the underworld. Brothers riches. What quest is that? With Earth being like neutral ground that any of them could step into when needed. But
You! Why are you here?
but that's, I mean, as you can clearly see, the whole succession myth kind of puts that to bed. Like Zeus was fated. Golden axe. That looks fun. What is that? Oh, it's a common. Priests have purified this blade. Yeah, you know? But I mean, I guess there's loads of different myths because that's the beauty of Greek myth. there's so many variations. Personally, I prefer the succession myth story that I explained, because it just really does explain and do justice to Zeus. I think a lot of modern stuff makes Zeus seem a lot weaker than he actually was. Like, I don't know if any of you have seen this Blood of Zeus, but my god, like, if he wanted to, he could have killed literally every single Olympian and not even broke a sweat. And I'm not even exaggerating. But as with any real leader, Zeus had a bunch of enemies. Enemies that he made for himself because he just done stupid things. And enemies that genuinely hated his guts. I want to climb up here and get a picture. You know, for example, Hera. But this is because Zeus just was very... Oh. Yeah, that's because Zeus was very bad. Really a massive adulterer in many affairs. So of course Hera's going to get enraged. But I think his biggest sort of threat came from Gaia, who wasn't very happy that Zeus had killed all her kids. So what she does is send them one final challenge in the form of another Titan called Typhoon. What's left? Oh, let's go and discover that, called Typhoon. This huge monster, and is often seen as the personification of like volcanoes, like volcanic force. That's how big this guy is. Oh, I wish I had learned how to throw something like that. Typhoon, sure, spat poison, shoots flames, and Zeus is there chucking thunderbolts at him, shoo, shoo. Crackling, fizzing, it's bad. Things are blowing up all over the place, burning up, getting electrocuted. So many of the gods are scared that they transform themselves into animals to hide and wait this out. But, well, Zeus remained the king of gods for many more years, so we know he eventually won this battle against Typhoon, and some sources say that he sent him to Tartarus. Others say that he trapped him under a mountain, which is now Mount Vesuvius, and whenever Typhoon gets enraged, Vesuvius explodes.
something over there.
Did you? You should explore that for sure. Ikaros, what do you see, my friend? Where's the big boss? Oh, I've killed the leader. I don't have to. Oh, I want that then. So I will. Bandits are bandits, bro. These bandits are not clever. This is a lookout, so why aren't you very aware of what's going on? Where's this? The last one? Oh. No, don't do this. Please give me the satisfying zip line. Jeez. Is that everything? I thought there was another. No. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's not much left here in Kefalonia now. Just go and see. Oh, that and that. Okay. Oh, and this up in Ithaca. Let's go and do those then. But that's Zeus, really. Like, it's not, I mean, we're not really done with Zeus at all. There's so many more stories of him and his adulterous affairs and things that he transformed himself into. But I would like to do an episode where I just talk about all the ways that he managed to sleep with people. Oh, can't jump off that either. Honestly, what's the point in this game if you can't jump off of things whenever you want? You can do that in real life. Oh, come on, get out. The ladders around. Leading to where? We don't know. Oh, maybe we do know. Come on, Phobos. Attaboy. Nope. Let's keep going this way. Oh, I know why. It's alright, sons. Don't even worry about it. Just go back to sleep. There he is. Zeus, the lightning bearer. Ah, is there something down here? It looks like it. Are they still chasing me? No. Looks like there's a lot of somethings down here. Bottomless lake. I'll read that later. Tracker gloves. How much oxygen do I have? Enough. Spartan breastplate. Decent goodies, I think. And an ornate staff that I can't use yet. Ah, not too bad. Not too bad. But yeah, so we've got Zeus.
Come on.
Right. As the King of Kings, God of Gods, absolute ruler of the world, and he got there not through like luck, not through picking the biggest straw or whatever between his brothers, but through his strategy and his cunning. The succession myths, which we spoke about, so you know, Uranus, Kronos, Zeus, demonstrate to us that Zeus was the king of the heavens and the earth precisely because he was the most powerful. But did he have much of a choice? I don't know. I don't think he did. I mean, I suppose if we look at it through fate, was it Zeus's fate to become king? And if so, what choice did he have? On the other hand, he was clever. You know, very clever with it. I don't know. Agalaki cave. Kill alpha animal. Oh, it's wolves. Oh, they're big. Okay, that wasn't that bad. Because I chickened out of it. But let's see what goodies we got. Recurve bow. Some drachmi. Alright. I think there's one other thing left here on Kefalonia before we can finally set off and leave this island. Let's go and see what we've got left. I'll do the Ithaca another time, I think, when I'm cleaning stuff up, I think. Perhaps when I talk about Penelope again. That would be a good way to do it. Why are there all these wolves just lying around? A wolf cavern. I guess that would explain it. Nice. Good stuff. Real good stuff. I think that's Kefalonia done. Yeah, and I think we've also explored some interesting stuff already. Ah, we're not done. We're not done. What's that? What's that? I didn't tell that. Oh. Let's do that then. Fair enough.
Let's go.
Oh no, it's not. It's a... looks like a temple. Cave of Tethys. Okay. So another nothing really. Ah, but there is treasure. Tethys is the wife of, or was the wife of Oceanus. But that's it for her, really. She didn't play much of an active role, I don't think. Spartan Greaves. Cool. Let's get out of here. That's looks to be Kefalonia done. So let's double check, and off we go then to Sammy. Sammy? Yeah, Sammy. Oof. There he is. Oh, okay. Threw himself to the ground.
We are ready when you are, Captain.
Wait! Wait for me, Cassandra. I'm all packed and everything.
You're coming, are you?
If you're going, I'm going.
Kefalonia is the only place you've ever known. You'd leave your home?
I would if it meant staying with you.
Can't go where I'm going. I need to be alone.
Phoebe, what are you
Try to
like?
keep you company.
I'll be fine.
If I can't come, then take Hara.
Hara?
My pet eagle. She's my friend. Mater gave her to me. But she'll be your friend now. And it'll be like I'm there with you. You know? To remind you of me.
Thanks, Phoebe.
Besides, I love Kina to play with. Since you saved her.
Go easy on her. She may still be shaky with her fever.
But you have
Uh-huh.
to promise we'll see each other again.
Buddy.
It's up to the fates, but I'd like to.
The fates know we're best friends, Cassandra. They'll make sure we meet again.
If you say so.
I say so.
Cassandra!
Oh,
Leaving
this slimy
Kefalonia
guy.
without saying goodbye to your dear Marcos? Tell me it isn't true.
Well, you're here now, so it won't be true. Goodbye, Marcos.
All these years as a dynamic duo! I'll never replace you! Well, I may need another assistant someday, but it won't be easy. Come now, give me a hug.
Go on then.
All right, come here.
Yes, bring it in. Oh, will I ever miss you, Cassandra?
Thanks, Marcos. I'll miss you too. And what does the future hold for you?
Wine, of course. Though you never know when the vines will wither. I'm always ready for another adventure. Speaking of adventure, I have a task for you, dear Phoebe.
An adventure? Yes!
Already following in your footsteps, isn't she, my
I
friend?
haven't even left yet. This guy wastes no time.
Ready to set sail?
I
Let's
need a
save
bit more
that for
time on my end.
another
I'll
episode.
be back when I'm ready.
I'll be waiting.
Okay. So, that's Zeus for us. Zeus's origins, why he's the strongest god, and why he's a leader of the gods. So I hope you enjoyed that episode. I appreciate it's been a long one. Check back in next time as we sail towards Megaris, and I'm going to talk a bit more about Megaris during the Peloponnesian War and why it was such a important little island. As always, please do remember to like, subscribe and leave a comment. Anything that you want me to talk about or look into, I will be happy to do so. See you next time.